of Beale Street Blues.
Hell, I got promoted.
Yeah. Had no idea. Yeah, king of Beale Street.
Give it up for three-time International Demolition Derby champion, driver Larry. Once jumped this very bus over 50 motorcycles. Larry's the reason we have seatbelts on the bus. All right. First things first, does everyone on board speak English? Is anybody from one of these countries where they don't tip?
Anybody getting off?
Yeah, we got two getting off. My name's Eric. I've played around 3,000 shows in the clubs on this street. It's my home. I was born 4 blocks from here, so I welcome you to my natural habitat. And, I've never seen it in the daytime. We better do a little shaker check though.
Just gonna make you shake your thing.
Sometimes we get a bad shaker and that person has to. So let's see what we got here. I said shake, rattle and roll, shake, rattle and roll, shake, rattle and roll, shake, rattle and roll. All you can't do right, stand your doggone soul. Big finish, y'all.
Anybody getting off?
No, that's like a relief, a sigh of relief.
That's right.
Thank God. Last week. Here's the difference between driving a Cadillac and pushing one. Last week, so I'm encouraged. Beale Street, in the early 1900s, Beale Street was wild. Would you like some drugs?
I'm sad, thanks, though.
Beale Street was so wild that in 1909 we had a man running for mayor of Memphis named Boss Crump. Promised that if he was elected mayor that he was going to clean up Beale Street. Beale Street had not asked to be cleaned up. So you can imagine how popular this dude was. Liquor had become illegal, and local entertainer, trumpet player, band leader, songwriter, smart aleck. W.C. Handy wrote a song making fun of Boss Crump, and the song was wildly popular. Boss Crump didn't realize the song was making fun of him, and he adopted the song as his campaign slogan. Sound like somebody we know. So I'm gonna pick you this one from 1909. Now Mr. Crump don't like it, ain't gonna have it here. Now Mr. Crump don't like it, ain't gonna have it here. We don't care what Mr. Crump don't allow. We're gonna bow house anyhow. Crump don't like it, ain't gonna have it here. Well, that's the only clean verse. Done with that one. Let's take it on. Now Mr. Crump don't like it, ain't gonna have it here. He won the election. Everyone blamed the Russians. This is a site of celebration for me because this album, this little kids, this is called a CD. A long time ago, you would put these into a little tray, and the tray would slide into the computer to begin playing. But anyway, that thing, all original songs, went to number 25 so far in the charts. I'm digging that. And now I've been nominated for a Tennessee Music Award, and now I'm allowed back into Peabody. After last year. I swear I had no idea that the ducks were the only ones allowed in the fountain. It's just a real big strict deal. But Now you can make fun of your own town, and that is fine. But if somebody else makes fun of your town, you have to cut them. Only in Memphis would we have barnyard farm animals running loose in the lobby of the nicest hotel in town. And only in Memphis would people line up to watch them walk down a piece of carpet. It's just what you do. I don't know. It's goofy and odd and strange, but it makes people happy, good enough for us. And furthermore, they are delicious. Kind of a long story how the ducks got there, but I'll give you the quick version. Jack Daniels. Back in the 20s and 30s, the hotel manager, a dude named Frank Shutt, they would hunt ducks out on the river early in the morning before work, and then they would clock in around the hotel. Nowadays, duck hunters have to use decoys. You see these little fake ducks. Martha Stewart likes to tie a little bow around them and put it in the kitchen. All right. Back in the 1930s, you could use live decoys. You could have a bin full of live ducks in front of you live. And one morning, hotel manager and his hunting partner, they weren't doing any good. They had not fired a shot. They were bored. They were cold and discouraged, so they broke into the first aid kit. In the first aid kit, they had a bottle of frostbite medicine. Tennessee number 7. So next thing you know, they're warm and happy, and they decided it was a good idea to throw their ducks in the fountain, and it was a big hit with the guests, and it's become the life-changing experience that it is now. You know, it's like flying all the way over to Ireland so that you can stand in line all day to kiss a rock. It's just one of those things you do when you come here. I highly recommend it. It's now we locals, we take sick pleasure in watching all the nice, polite, mild-mannered tourists when they begin to line up, and then they start to turn on each other, push each other out of the way. It's like the Rolling Stones of the waterfowl kingdom. It is such a big deal, but I highly recommend it. Go check it out yourself. You'll see what an earth-shattering experience it is. Now, another cool thing about the Peabodys, in the ground floor windows and on the red awnings above the first floor windows, you'll see a man's name of Lansky. Mr. Lansky. In case you ever wondered where in the world did Elvis Presley get a gold suit, where in the world did Jerry Lee Lewis get a pink leopard skin jacket? Yeah, Lansky's where you get your cat clothes. In the 40s and the 50s, all the blues players and jazz musicians on bill would get their cat clothes from Mr. Lansky. And then later, the rock and rollers, Elvis, Cash, Jerry Lee, they would buy their. These aren't clothes you wear to the budget meeting or to the carpool or to hot yoga. These are clothes you wear on stage. You wore cat clothes back then, that meant that you were either an entertainer, a pimp, or you were from the planet Jupiter. Lots of clothes. He outfits me, Memphis Jones, and Brad Birkenau with a lot of our clothes. We're supposed to talk about how cool it is. But if you wore cat clothes in the 40s and 50s, this would have been your radio station. You didn't listen to the same stuff that everyone else did. You would listen to WDIA. It was Memphis' first African-American staffed and formatted radio station, and they played the good stuff that you could actually dance to. Mainstream music around here in the 50s, early 50s, is pretty tame. And the Memphis kids wanted to rock out, so they tuned in to DIA. I'll give you an example. In May of 1954, the #1 song around here in the mainstream was a hard rocking tune called How Much Is That Doggy in the Window? Now you understand the necessity of WDIA and what a godsend it was to the kids. Grown-ups used to say, WDIA plays the music that nice children do not listen to. And they would do their mouth like that. The building on the left if Chuck E. Cheese is ever closed, you should bring your kids' party to the Cotton Museum. It is a thrill a minute in the Cotton Museum. Now, as much as a joke, without cotton there would not be a Memphis. And in the late 1800s, early 1900s, over half the cotton from this entire country ended up on this street. Is why we call it Cotton Road, which the river is where the cotton would usually arrive. And it would be brought here to these old storefronts, cotton merchants, cotton warehouses, cotton brokers. And this was sort of like the Wall Street of cotton. A lot of cool little clues are left behind as well. One of them being in our language. When the cotton arrived here, it had to be graded. Really crummy cotton you make like robe blankets out of, horse blankets. Really good cotton you make like handkerchiefs and underwear. The grades of cotton were excellent, good, fair, middling, and poor. So if you ask somebody from around here how they're doing, you might hear them say, "Oh, I'm doing fair to middling." It's a cotton term that originated on the street. Now all the riverboat captains, entertainers, pirates, gamblers, musicians coming off the river would go over to Monroe. Monroe Avenue had these bars that were called dives. It's the kind of place you could get drunk, you could get a woman, and you could get stabbed all for one low price. The third and second floors, they had balconies. And the ladies of the night would come out onto the balconies, and they would lower a string with a hook on the end of it. And when the men would walk by, they would snag their hat and pull it up to the third floor, and you